volume's there. All right, now by this point, you should have watched the other video, which was just a general introduction, get to know me kind of video. This video is specifically to JMS 200 for spring 2023. Okay, JMS 200 spring 2023. There's going to be a couple questions embedded in this, and this constitutes the syllabus quiz. It's also a video lecture showing off how I'm using a tool called Play Pause It. All right, here we go. JMS 200 is Introduction to Contemporary Media. The purpose of this class is to teach you the basics, kind of a top line survey of how various media industries operate. And notice I use the plural. I don't call it the media because there's no such thing as one media. There are many different media industries. And if you want to work in one of these media industries, you'll probably end up majoring in the School of JMS. This for people who want to work journalism, advertising, public relations. We also have a major called Media Studies, which kind of covers everything, including things like social media or maybe working in video games or even the music industry. So if you want to work in one of the media industries, I think this class is a good introduction to letting you know how they operate and some basic things that you should know. And even if you don't want to work in the media, okay, you're saying, Arsenault, I don't care. I don't want to work in the media. I want to work in real estate. I'm going to be in the military. I'm going to be a prison guard, whatever you want to do. It's still important as an educated person to know how the media operates so you don't fall prey to some wild, outlandish conspiracy theories. And you shouldn't believe everything that you read in print. You shouldn't believe everything you see on social media. So if you understand how the various media industries operate and why they operate the way that they do, you'll be a more educated person and a more able to discriminate and discern, things for yourself, evaluate information for yourself. So that's why it's important. If you want a job in one of these areas, you want to major. If you want to major in JMS, you have to take the class. It's just not even a question. So there are some people who want this knowledge, and then you'll take other classes and gain more in-depth knowledge. And for other people who are taking this just as a GE credit, it's just good information to know. And I will try and make the class fun. So I'm going to share my screen, go over some PowerPoint, and you will answer some questions. All right, the best way to contact me, should you need to contact me, is email me via the Canvas inbox. In Canvas, on the left-hand side, there's an inbox. You can select me, email me that way. I just get too many emails from students otherwise. I teach a lot of students, sometimes a couple hundred students per semester, and it really, really just does help me keep organized. If you email me otherwise, I might lose it. I mean, literally, I might lose it in my inbox. I try to respond within 1 business day, 2 business days at the most. And then sometimes when I go back, can't find it. Anyway, use Canvas, please, 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 just use Canvas. All right, the class is scheduled to meet Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12:30. We're not actually going to meet on Thursdays, except for the first meeting, first week of the semester on, I believe that's Thursday, January 19th. We will have a live meeting just to kind of go over things, that sort of thing. But generally, we're just going to meet on Tuesdays at 12:30. There's a Zoom link on Canvas. I repeat, Zoom link on Canvas, Tuesdays, 12:30. Log in from wherever you are, home, on campus, wherever you are, even if you're overseas in a different time zone. We're going to do 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. And I will record and archive these and post them on Canvas. They're very helpful. I like to review quiz questions and go over material and just kind of get a little dialogue going with the class. But if you can't make it, you can't make it. I don't take attendance. I understand people have busy lives. So if you can make it, I really, really, really appreciate it if students can make it to the Zoom. But otherwise, you can just watch it later. All right, this is the textbook. If you have signed up for Equitable Access, which I'm assuming most of y'all have done, you'll get access to the textbook through online through Equitable Access. If you have not signed up for Equitable Access, this is the name of the textbook, The Mediated World. by David Mindich. This edition came out in 2020, and you can get it. I don't care how you get it. You can get it through Amazon. You can get it through Craigslist. You can get it on eBay. I don't care how you get it. Just get a copy of it, because the class and the video lectures supplement the textbook. I go over a lot of the material in the textbook, but not all of the material. So I really, really do recommend and appreciate students who get the textbook and follow along in the textbook. And much of the class is done through video lectures, very much like this video lecture right now. Okay. It's a video that I've recorded. I try and make them engaging, try and make them funny. And every couple of minutes, there's going to be a question that pops up, like this question. Here is an example from a video lecture asking you a multiple choice question about the material in the video lecture. So you have to answer the question. I believe I have it set that you can redo it. Okay, if you can redo it, so you have one attempt to redo the question. And this is something that I want to stress, because I spent a lot of time on this. In the bottom right of every video lecture, there's this little closed captioning button, this little CC button. Okay, I took time to make sure that if you click that button, subtitles will appear. I know that this helps people perhaps for whom English is not their first language. If you need help following along, I think having words on the screen really does help. And even, maybe if you're hard of hearing, or if you just like having words on the screen, I watch almost every movie and TV show with subtitles or closed captions, whatever you want to call them, if it's available. I just find it helpful to sort of keep engaged, especially if someone in the movie has an accent, maybe a British accent. I just prefer watching things that way. It does help me keep engaged and follow along. So if you think you need that help, click CC. On a related note, I've also posted a Word document to go along with every video lecture. It doesn't contain everything that I say, but it contains the bullet points, key statistics, maybe a URL with a link to something. But I would strongly recommend, downloading all of those lecture notes and keeping them with you. They're also good study guides. And if you want to make your own notes, you can take what I've given you and add on to it, or you could just use the notes I've given you. But that's there for every video lecture. So again, closed caption, if you want to click that link, get the words on the screen, and get the lecture notes on Canvas. And these video lectures are due on Thursdays. The standard deadline for everything in the class is Thursday. When a video lecture appears, it appears a week in advance. You have, Friday to do it. You have the weekend to do it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If you want to do it on Thursday, you can do it on Thursday. You have until the end of the day, Thursday, 11:59 p.m. To complete the video lectures. Okay. That's a standard deadline. All right. That is the standard deadline. Don't wait until the last minute. Okay. Do it early. You can do it early. There's no penalty for doing it early. So I would recommend doing them earlier in the week. All right, I know many people are quite curious about this. Quizzes and tests and exams bring great deal of anxiety, usually too much anxiety. I've divided it up into 5. They're pretty simple. We have a lot of quizzes in the class, 5 quizzes. It's done online. You have 30 minutes to complete. When you click the link to open it up, you have 30 minutes from that time. The quiz is going to be available on a Thursday. The quizzes are always on Thursdays. They're all marked on Canvas and all marked in the syllabus. It opens at 12:01 a.m. So if you're awake in the middle of the night, if you wake up super early, 3, 4, 5 a.m., you can do the quiz right then, or if you want to do it in the afternoon. Or if you want to do it maybe Thursday at 12:30 in the afternoon, which is the time in your schedule for JMS 200. I know you have no other SDSU class at that time because the system won't allow you to register for anything at 12:30 on Thursday. So you can just use that time, right? Okay, anyway. And if you have been approved for accommodations and email me and I get that official letter, I can set it so that you have an additional 15 minutes to do it. But in general, students generally do not take the full 30 minutes even to complete the quizzes. This is not a group activity. I repeat, not a group activity. Please do not share screenshots, text answers to one another. Just do it to the best of your ability with whatever resources you have. If you want to use my notes to go along with the quiz, you can do that. You're working on your own independently to the best of your ability. 20 questions, multiple choice. Students always ask me how many questions are going to be on the quiz. I don't know why that is important, but there you go. Every quiz is 20 questions. And the questions that are missed most often, I get a report saying, 5 students, 10 students, 20 students, whatever, missed each question. The questions that give you the most problem, the questions that are challenging, I will go over in a subsequent live Zoom class, and some of those questions will appear. So that's really one reason why it's important to come to the live Zoom classes, because I go over the quiz and 3 or 4, at least 2, but maybe 3 or 4 questions from the last quiz are going to show up again. And if you come to the live Zoom class, the answers should be very, very easy. And sometimes I've even asked a question 3 times when students continually to get it wrong. Pay attention to the Zoom classes when I review the quizzes, because some material will show up again. And the lowest grade is dropped. So if you do great on the first 4, the RSNO, I did fantastic on the first 4 quizzes. You don't even have to take the 5th one. There is no real final exam. We have 5 quizzes. The final quiz occurs during the final week of classes. So that's kind of a final exam, but really it's not. There's just 5 spaced out throughout the semester. And look at the syllabus, download the syllabus, look at that, and it's got all the dates in there, and I also post them on Canvas. All right, now this is something that I'm using to replace the traditional discussion board. It's something called Packback. It is worth 15% of your final grade. When there is a Packback assignment listed, you need to follow that link, click that link, go into Packback. Don't go to packback.com or whatever and try to sign up for an account there. It's not going to sync correctly with Canvas. Just follow Canvas. Everything is there. And you go to, essentially, it looks like a discussion board, or it looks like maybe some social media platform. What you need to do, I had to make a change there. What you need to do is post a question. You look at the class material for the week, maybe look at the video lectures, whatever the topic of the week is, post a question, okay? And it needs to get a curiosity score of 50. The system will tell you what your curiosity score is. If you haven't written enough, if you haven't included a citation, if you've written just a very short yes, no kind of thing, that's not going to give you the 50 points. It's a AI, whatever you think about AI is evaluating this, and it gives you a curiosity score. And usually if you write at least 2 or 3 solid sentences, you'll get that score. So write a good question and then respond to 2 other people. Okay, so you see the question that's there. You can look at your classmates' questions. You can see questions from anyone else in the class. We're over 200 people in the class, so there's going to be some questions there. Respond to 2 others. So ask 1 question and respond to 2 questions, and do this by the deadline. Just like the video lectures, the deadline is Thursday, end of day Thursday, 11:59 p.m. And if you do that, you're going to get 10 points for each Packback. There's a number of Packbacks during the semester. I drop some of them. I don't even count all of the Packbacks. So if you oversleep, whatever, if you're traveling, if you miss one, it's not going to affect your grade. So don't worry about it. Don't stress out if you miss one, but just keep up with it. And it's a really good way to keep students engaged. I really like this tool. It keeps people engaged. The students interact with one another, and then when we meet in the live Zoom class, I can go over some of the questions. Now, I know we're getting real technical, getting into the weeds now. For Packback, the grade to sync correctly with Canvas, you need to follow the link. Okay, so there's going to be an assignment link on Canvas. Access that link, go into Packback that way. If you do that, it's going to correctly sync with the Canvas gradebook. If you go into Packback through some other circular means of clicking around and navigate and find JMS 200 SDSU, the packback that's due February, whatever, you can access it that way. You will be able to post. But if you didn't follow the correct path to get into it, it's not going to sync correctly. I know that maybe sounds confusing right now, but the simplest thing to remember is just follow the instructions, just follow the link. Everything is well organized in Canvas by module. Just click the link and it's going to work correctly. Okay. And if you do have, here's a big, technical explanation that you are responsible for making sure your grade syncs correctly to Canvas. But, it really is simple, and it causes problems for maybe 1% of students who can't follow directions. So if you follow directions, you'll be fine. And this email address is in the syllabus. If you have questions, problems, technical concerns, an issue with Packback, you have to contact that company. You do need to sign up for a Packback subscription if you're not in equitable access. Okay, if you are not using equitable access, you're going to have to sign up for Packback. If you've opted in for equitable access, then the access fee is already included, which I think applies to most students. So you get access to Packback through equitable access. But if you don't, if you've opted out, you are going to have to pay. I don't know what the cost is, but it's not that much, and you pay one fee for the whole semester. All right, now we're really getting into the weeds. This stuff, I don't want to take time on it, but it does confuse people. Very early in the semester, you need to do something called the JMS assessment survey. This is a way for the School of JMS, School of Journalism and Media Studies, to evaluate our curriculum and to see if we're actually teaching people the things that we are teaching people, and is our curriculum, actually doing what we want it to. So we do this through a pre-test. We test people very early in their college career. Most people in JMS 200 are either first or second year. It's fine if you're not, but let's just say most people are kind of early college students who don't know a lot of this material already. You have not taken advanced classes in the School of JMS yet. So we want to gain your knowledge, gauge your knowledge, figure out what you know. So just answer one of these, there's going to be some different survey links. Just pick one of them. Answer it to the best of your ability. There's no point in doing Google. There's no point in cheating. Whatever, if you got a 0, doesn't matter. If you get every question correct, that doesn't matter. I just want people to do it. Okay, so just do it. You get points for doing it, and it doesn't matter what your score is. It will not affect your grade in JMS 200. So please take care of this as soon as possible. I'd like people to do this by the second week of class. I think it's Thursday, June. I should probably know. Thursday, January 26th. So take care of this as soon as possible. Take care of this as soon as possible. And then finally, this is the last sort of bit of busy housekeeping. There's something called SONA. SONA is a tool for organizing people for basically surveys or experiments that use human subjects. That there's a great many researchers at San Diego State. We are a premier research university. There's also graduate students doing research. And as a way to organize people, we want students to sign up. Everyone in JMS 200 needs to sign up and activate a SONA account. The link is in the syllabus. Go here. You do it once at the beginning of the semester. You will be notified when there's different research opportunities. And usually it's, watch a video, answer some questions, or just answer a couple of questions. And they're trying to get your knowledge about whatever that researcher is studying, right? It's not me, it's other researchers, but they want access to students. And you get a credit. I think you get a half credit for each research opportunity. And if you do 2 of these, you're going to get one SONA credit. And then at the end of the semester, I get a list saying, Arsenault, here's the red IDs of everyone who has done SONA. And then I put in a few points. It's really not worth that much, but I just want people to do it. It helps out my colleagues who use SONA as a research tool. Okay, so instructions are in the syllabus. Take a moment, look at SONA. It's something that goes on throughout the semester. You have till the end of the semester to complete it. A lot of JMS class use this tool. A lot of JMS classes use SONA. So if you take other JMS classes, you will become familiar with it. And maybe you're familiar with it already. Maybe you're familiar with it already. Okay. That's it. That's the video lecture syllabus quiz. Took longer than I thought to go through it, but it's a lot of information. Now you know how to contact me. You know how to spell my name. Inshallah, you know how to spell my name. You know the textbook. You know the deadline, Thursdays, end of day, Thursday, 11:59 p.m. That's the deadline for the video lectures for the Packback. Now you understand how Packback works and how to make sure your grade syncs correctly with Canvas. And I also went over the JMS assessment survey and SONA. Now that we've gotten a lot of the busy work out of the way, after the second, third week of the class, we're going to be in a routine. You'll understand how this functions. You'll understand how this flows. And we're off.